What's up, guys? Welcome to the new video. So last video, um, I was talking about how I lost like 100K on CS:GO, and I lost trust in the developers. But coming from that, now we've made over, I would say, $20,000 to $30,000 in profit. So I'm gonna be talking about how while everyone was selling, everyone was panicking, we made $20,000 to $30,000 worth of profit on CS:GO, and this goes beyond just like the passive gains on the items that I already had. So let's get into all my trades and what I did, my philosophy, and how we made all this money just off the game, right? So first of all, if you didn't know, don't fucking panic sell, right? So even though I did things beyond just holding, I didn't panic sell, right? I was even in the previous video where I'm talking about the fact that I don't trust CS:GO. I wasn't just panic selling on the first day of the crash or the second day or the third day like people were. Even a lot of top YouTubers, which were just like pussies, just selling and then trade reversing on people. That's disgusting, guys. Like, all this trade reversal shit is disgusting. If you're doing that, if you support YouTubers that do that, that's just disgusting, flat out. You shouldn't be trade reversing. I don't care what Valve stance is. If you buy Bitcoin at a price, right, and then it goes up, and then the dude that sold it to you reverses it, that makes no sense. That's financial fraud, and this is the same thing, right? Now I did get trade reverse twice, right? Which truly sucks, but you know what? It is what it is. So let's get into it. So the first and second days, to be honest, um, that's the best time to have bought, especially on buff 163. Now, the first 2 3 days, like, honestly, I didn't buy, right? I was just too overwhelmed, and obviously hindsight is 2020. If I could have had access to buff earlier, and I would have bought on the first couple days of the crash and made the most money. I didn't do that, but at the same time I didn't sell either. So um, there is that. So what is the first thing I bought? So 10 days ago, as you can see, I bought this butterfly ruby minimal wear. Um, and so this probably right now, as you can see, I have it listed for $20,000. I would say I will be able to sell it for 19 to 20,000. Obviously, I'm gonna wait a good amount of time for that, but I would say I made at least $6,000 to $8,000 off just this one knife that I bought. Now, if I could go back and have bought it off of buff, I would have made more. If I could go back and bought it on the first 1 to 2 days, I could have made more. But still, I made $6,000 to $8,000 Canadian off just this one single thing. Perfect. And now I know people are talking about trade reversals, and this guy's a real G for not trade reversing, because he could have made a lot by doing that and messed me over, but he didn't. And the truth is that a lot of people actually won't trade reverse you, you know? I have had 2 trade reversals, and we'll get into that. But beyond that, like, honestly, people have not trade reversed me. God forbid they do. I still have a good amount of pending sales and purchases, so I'm hoping I don't get trade reverse. But I thought I would like wait until a good amount of items went through that I purchased, and then make this video, which has happened. So we made a good amount of money off this one sale. Then I bought like a bunch of these taste hollows. So let's actually get into that. So these taste hollows, there's honestly that not much supply in them, and they did go up a lot. Um, and I have like long-term ambitions for it. I have like 700 to 800 of these in a storage unit. So I have a good amount of this supply, right? I'm gonna stock up, and I believe the price of it is gonna go up. Now, if I could go back, hindsight is 2020, would I have purchased this? Or would I have purchased knives and gloves, which had dropped more? Sorry, excuse me. So if I could go back, even though this was a good purchase, and I made a little bit. If I could go back, I would have just bought gloves and knives, because the thing is, gloves and knives fell a lot more. I bought this thing. Who cares? All right. I bought these spearmints. Yikes! Right now, these spearmints are worth about the same or a little bit more. But we're gonna get into the trades I had after that. Um, and I actually made a lot from these spearmints, right? But still, at the time, it was okay, and there's still buy orders for more. And so I also had a trade reverse from this guy. Now this guy's a loser, right? Because look at this guy. This guy lost nothing, bro. Like, bro, you trade reversed and got banned, and it's like I could literally bargain on these and get it for the same price. Like, this guy's a loser. I don't know why he really trade reversed. He could have used that fund and actually made more. So you know what? I got pissed at him. I left him comments, try to add him, call him pussy. But at the end of the day, thank you for trade reversing, because I used the funds after I got reversed to buy other things, which made me more profit. So you know what? Thank you, bro. You're a piece of shit, but whatever. Next thing I bought was this 00 Black Pearl. Now, normal ones are like selling for 1,000 more, and I believe I'll be able to get like 500 on top of that. So that's like 1,500 Canadian dollars worth of profit. Now I got this, and this is, it's dropped a bit over the last day or two, but I already traded it, and so I made a lot actually. So I'm gonna show you guys the trades that I made beyond this. But actually, got a trade right now. Actually, I'm gonna look into that later. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So I also bought this, and I have 3 flip knife rubies, and I just sold one right before the recording, and I sold it for like 3,030 Canadian, and as you can see, there's already lower listings, so I'm gonna buy it either on Buff or here, and I'll make profit. Now this, the guy just didn't sell it, so I just refunded it to buy something else. Then I had this. The price went down a little bit, but again, I traded it off before it went down, and so we're good. Then I bought like a crazy amount of these fan cases. It doesn't show, but I actually bought like nearly 200. Now, were they a good purchase? Equal or a little bit more. But honestly, if I could go back again, I wouldn't have bought those taste bud stickers or these cases. What I would have done is I would have bought gloves and cases. Gloves and also knives, because they fell a lot more, right? I would have made a lot more on those. Now, what I did here, this guy fucking didn't accept it because he's a pussy. Okay. Right, here we go. So here's like, I bought 50 and 100, and again, I made profit. If I sell it right now, I'll make profit, right? But I wish I had bought gloves or knives. They would have made me a lot more than just that. Same with all this. Now I bought these spearmints for super cheap, right? Like, I probably made a couple thousand, 2,000 to 3,000 if I sell them, and that's crazy, right? I doubt this guy's gonna trade reverse. Hopefully he does it. But then I bought like a shit ton of these roll cages, and it actually went down today. But guess what? These roll cages are profit. Once I do the trade up, on average, they're gonna be 30 to 40% return. And so you know what? I'm glad I bought them at these prices. I'm gonna do the trade up. Maybe I'll make a video because I have like 50 to 60 of them, right? So I might do a trade up. And I also didn't buy from the active listings. I bought them from like, let me see here. I put like a buy order, and that actually lets you make a lot more profit, and I'll tell you guys how that's possible. I'm just trying to find an example of what I mean here. Where is this? Okay, here. So I put a buy order probably for like 100, guys. Because look, here it's selling for 96, right? But some people will sell it at the recommended price. And so because everything crashed, the recommended price of these famous cage rolls at the time were like 51 to 53 each. Even though the buy orders I had were for 95, they when it sells at the buy order or below it, it's just gonna fill the highest buy order and at the cost that the seller is selling for. So I got these for super cheap, for half price, right? So that's why you want to have a buy order instead of trying to buy active listings a lot of the time, unless you just want so much, right? But here we go again, buying these, pretty bad price, but I didn't buy much, so it doesn't really matter. Then I bought these slingshots. Ooh, these were not a good purchase, guys. Look, they are actually selling for lower right now, but at the time they were profitable, and I'm happy I made the purchase. Obviously, I believe they will go back up, and I'll be fine. So don't worry. And if anything, look at here, guys. I got $33,000 worth of pending balance, and here is where it gets to the next level. Most people would have panic sold, right? The first 2 days. Then the next level of people, all they did was they bought the dip, right? Then the true geniuses, right? The best market players, the best CS:GO traders, they not only bought but they sold and they arbitraged, which is exactly what we did. I didn't play it perfectly, but I was on the high level where I'm buying and selling, and this allowed me to make the most amount of profit, right? If I had just bought, some of these things would be still in the red, so it wouldn't even be worth it, right? But I'm gonna show you guys what I sold, and once within 3 to 4 days, once I have all this balance, I'm gonna make a shit ton more. Why? Because today the market actually went down. Yesterday the market went down like a tiny bit. Today it went down a little bit more. I believe we are gonna go down for a little bit before we go up again. So the fact that I have all this pending balance, I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna buy the second dip, and that's gonna be easy profit for me. Next thing I bought is this. Should I have bought it? Who knows, right? It has a nice sticker, so I think, that's gonna be at least like 5 to 10% overpay. I'm not a sticker, and the placement is not the best, but it's selling more on buff, which is why I think I'll sell it for a couple hundred more. I should have probably just bought famous roll cages though, guys, but you know what? We go with it. So I bought this Autotronic as well. Ooh, it's not looking too good. Obviously it's still profitable at that price. And then I bought this Talon knife, and right now it doesn't look that good, but I'm going to show you guys why this was actually a genius play, right? And once this listing sells, I'll still be in the profit. I'll be fine. But this was actually an arbitrage moment. So let's go down here and show you guys everything that I sold. Now I sold this, and it might not seem that good, right? It might not seem that good because, look, the prices went up. So you could have been like, well, Elvin, you weren't smart for selling it. You should have held on. You said you were the highest level trader. And actually, I made profit off this. How did I make profit though? What I did is I put things on sale, and right as it sold, I instantly bought the same item again on buff for 30 to 40% cheaper. So whatever I sold here, and you don't have to exactly buy the same item, right? So let's say these that I sold on buff, did I exactly buy a field agent field tested? No. You can arbitrage without buying the same item. I sold all of these, and I'm going to be like, yo, so this is going to be in my pending balance. And so I sold a bunch of these things, and with that, I bought like an equivalent item that might have been more expensive than the item, so that I don't have to buy a million small items, right? So I sold all of these and then bought with that balance. Sure, it's still pending and I didn't withdraw it, but I know the money is not poof nowhere, right? So I have money in my bank, so I'm like, you know what, this is pending. I'm going to withdraw it to my bank. And so whatever the money I have in the bank, I'm going to buy on Buff 163 and get a 30 to 40% discount, right? So that's what I did. So this is even selling for lower now. So this is not even taking account in the fact that once I sold these items, I bought an arbitrage item for 30 to 40% lower on buff and made a huge profit on top of that too. It's already selling for lower. This is selling for the same amount. So I sold all of these for, this wouldn't even sell right now. I don't know why this guy bought. This is okay. This is okay. And a lot of these items were hard to sell before the crash, right? So a lot of these items, they sold all on the same day or the day after. And the reason why is because everyone thought on the 30th the market was going to crash, right? And guess what? The market didn't crash. And because it didn't crash, people were panic buying. And I sold so many things the same day. But they were paying too much, guys. Look, come on, man. This guy paid all this and it's selling for this and it's probably selling for lower on buff. Come on, all right? This was pretty dumb. And this is what I mean. So I bought that normal one for 5,500. But look, this guy's bought my stat track one for 6,000. Come on, guys. What? Like, so I sold this instantly, and I bought the non-stat track one for like $500 cheaper. Easy profit right there, guys. And so I also sold this one right here, even though someone's selling it for cheaper. And guess what? Tomorrow I'm gonna call the bank and I'm gonna buy the flip ruby for like 2,500 on Buff 163. So that's way more profit as well. Okay, so that's how we made a lot of profit. And we're gonna make even more. And so let's get into the next level of trades. And these are items that I haven't, that are still trade lock, right? And so let's get into that. So first of all, we're going to make 30 to 40% returns on all of these famous cage rolls once we do a trade up, right? And so make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, leave a comment so that I make a video doing this trade up, right? Because imagine we get like an emerald fucking M9 or we get a Karambit emerald or something crazy. That's going to be crazy, right? So we got a lot of trade up attempts here for us. And so we're going to do that. Now, so, as you can see, I also have a bunch of knives I didn't buy or sell. These were all trade ups. And so I lost some profit. I gained some profit. But a lot of these trade ups, I did it when the reds were way cheaper. So by now, the inputs have gone up, and also the knives have gone up. At the time, a lot of them were actually losses, but now it's profitable. So this butterfly, I also bought it for like 3,000 something on Buff 163. This is like worth now 4,000 something if I sell it on CSGO Flow or on Buff 163. So that's a good amount. I also bought these. And these, I'm going to sell them for like $600, $700 more, right? On Buff 163 each. So that's easy profit. I also bought this butterfly crimson web. So the moment I sold the one on CSGO Float, I bought it on Buff 163 for like 30 to 40% cheaper. So that's crazy. Now these butterfly lures, these are crazy, guys. So let's search them up right now on CSGO Float. Let's see how much they are. So lowest for factory new, they're like 5,000. I think these are gonna sell, right? So I'm gonna sell them for 5,600, and in reality, I bought them for like, I would say 3,900. So that's gonna be 1,500 worth of profit plus on each one of these. I would say, and I have 3 of them, right? So it's gonna be hard to sell. But I'm going to trade some of them. I'm going to sell some of them. I'll be fine. We'll figure it out, right? As we go. Now I have these snow leopards as well, factory new. I bought them for like 3,000 something. Let's search up how much they are on float though, right? So on float, they might have gone down because the market's crashing. No, they haven't. So 5,300. Guess what? I bought them for like 3,900, right? So that's going to be easy profit right there. And what else? So today I bought this Gamma Doppler. I bought it for like, how much is it right now? How much is it on float right now? So it is 3,600. I think I paid what, like 3,000 for it. So I'm gonna make 600 when I sell it. Same with here. I bought it for like 1,000. No, actually, how much is that? M9 Crimson. I should have had buff open, but it's all right. Okay, it's not factory new. So I bought it for 1,200. I'm gonna sell it for 1,600 and make $400 worth of profit. So easy, right? Easy profit right there. So what else do we got? So I mean, obviously I gotta calculate this shit right after. Yesterday we made some trades. So let's look into these trades, right? And these aren't like buying and selling from the marketplace, just normal trades with people. So where are they though, bro? I'm like, am I blind, guys? So I traded that butterfly for a Karambit Tiger Tooth and big game. Now, this Karambit Tiger Tooth was actually a 00 flow, which I didn't know at the time. So let's see, how much is that? 0.01. I'm pretty sure it's actually like a even more insane float though. Okay, it's not gonna load. Okay, but I'm pretty sure this trade I made like $500. All right, which is crazy, right? And this trade was crazy too, guys. This trade was crazy because look here, right? Karambit, phase 2. Fractory new normal, and it was like a 0.01. So this is like, okay, obviously this is like stat track and shit like that, but it's a 0.07. And so I would say like this is for like 4,000. I could probably sell it for 4,700. I might have to wait a bit because it's stat track, but honestly people don't care right now. They're gonna buy whatever. So I'm gonna sell it for like 4,800. Plus he added these fucking, all these, which are like what, like $200 each, I would say. And the spearmints right now, the spearmints are what? Are like 3,800. So this guy lost like 1,000, right? So I made 1,000 at yesterday. This trade was a lot more fair, but today this guy lost $1,000. All right, and then we made another trade right here, and this guy lost another $500, 500 to 600, because the Doppler dropped. But these things, did they drop? I doubt it. Which is why I made the trade, guys. Right, which is not really. They're around the same price. They went up down $1 or $2, but yeah, these they're not going to drop as much as knives, right? And the reason why they're not going to drop as much as knives when the market goes down is because they didn't go up as much as knives when the market recovered. They just didn't have as much price movement as much as gloves and knives did. And even this Autotronic had barely any price movement before and after the crash, right? So yeah, that is basically it. That is how we made all this profit. Some of it is realized, some of it isn't realized, but in the end of the day, we made a lot of trades and we made a lot of profit. And so I'm hoping I can keep going because I like CSGO. I like trading. Obviously, I could do something else, but you know what? I enjoy it, and this market crash has made it so CSGO is actually a lot more interesting. There's a lot more profitability opportunities. There's a lot more things you can do to make a profit. There's a lot more complexity, which is always going to be good if you are an advanced trader that knows what he's doing. And so obviously I could have played it better, but even not playing it perfect, I played it pretty well and I made like $20,000 to $30,000. And so hopefully I can convert that and we can keep going. So this is going to be like episode 1 of the trading. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you comment, and subscribe for my next videos. I'm going to do a trade up. We're going to do more videos like this. Going to be looking at my future trades and how we made profit, and hopefully we can get to $1 million inventory, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed me teaching you guys a little bit, going into my trades and what I did during the crash. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, it means a lot. Thank you guys, and peace out. I'll catch you guys in the next one.